I'll go to bed now, being 2 hours a day. By the day should come, I shall wish it dark. 2 hour voyaging in the darkness. As long as I live, I'll fear no other thing so sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring.
The theme of the pirates and the setting of the pirate ship was chosen for our interpretation of the scene, as we felt that this was a distinctive reflection of how the Christians had robbed Shylock of the forfeiture of the previously endorsed bond. Along with it, they also took all his possessions, leaving him a shattered and discolored man. At the start of this play, a bond was sealed between Antonio and Shylock. Antonio will have to repay a loan of 3,000 ducats, or have a pound of his flesh extracted by Shylock as a forfeiture. Yet, as Antonio's investments failed to return home safely, Antonio was unable to return the full sum punctually. Thus, by Venetian law, he had to forfeit the bond and had to give up his flesh.
But what happened in the end was entirely different for Shylock, as he never got his pound of flesh. Through the crafty and the unscrupulous methods of the Christians, they robbed Shylock of his forfeit and stripped him of everything, his wealth, his status, and his religion. And in this way, we can see that the Christians are like pirates of the sea, who use any method to acquire their wants and make away with them. Pirates, who also work for their own motivations and intentions, also will believe that their actions are rightly justified, just like the Christians in the play, or especially Portia, who is the judge in the trial. These Christians, the supposed protagonists of the play, display an element of ruthlessness as they go for total destruction of Shylock and everything that he has. So we can see that the Christians did not spare Shylock lightly, as they dealt him the heaviest blow a man can ever be dealt with. And so the Christians discriminate this common enemy and oppose this common evil that they perceive Shylock to be in cold cruelty. And at the same time, pirates plunder and kill mercilessly in a bloodthirsty fashion.
And as a result of this entire total annihilation that Alden speaks about, Shylock doesn't appear in this scene. Neither does he appear in any other scene in this play, ever since the fateful one in Venice. And this absence of Shylock, this haunting absence of Shylock in the rest of the play, reminds us of just what the Christians have done. What have they done? What have they done to this moneylender, this Jew, but ultimately, most important of all, this man named Shylock? They have robbed him of his forfeit and his bond, the bond that he rightfully deserves for lending Antonio the merchant 3,000 ducats. They have robbed him of his belongings, all his money, everything that he has. They have robbed him of his pride, ladies and gentlemen, his religion, everything else that he can stand for in this world. And so let us remember that they have shamed him, they have destroyed him, they have left him with nothing but an empty soul. And so as we observe the reunions here today, as we observe the happy couples, Gratiano with Nerissa, Jessica with Lorenzo, Portia and our happy man, Bassanio, let us not forget that in doing so, they have, in the process of this, stripped Shylock of all that he has. They have stripped Shylock to a bare, empty soul. And because of this, members of the audience, we say that this cast is worthy of being the symbols of the pirates of the seven seas.
All right, I just have one question. Let me start with a comment first. I thought that it was very well done, and I liked all the movies. I thought that the entire scene really sort of alluded to the whole RBC tossing in the ocean and, you know, all of that. I was actually going to ask you about your characterization of Antonio. You want to say a little bit more about that?
Sorry, could you be a little bit more specific?
Yeah, okay. I think I couldn't quite place how Antonio was characterized, so I'd like you to tell me how you envisioned his place, especially in this scene. Because he looked a bit awkward, yeah.
Yes, actually, we were kind of anticipating that question. Now, firstly, you see that Antonio seems to be this guy who, obviously, according to Shakespeare himself, he doesn't talk a lot in this scene, and we took that to mean that he feels rather out of place, especially when the scene evolves into a quarrel between the couples who is supposedly having a happy reunion regarding rings. And these rings, they are symbolic and they are very, very important in those times and even today of representing the marriage and the bond between husband and wife. And so to Antonio, firstly, we would like to show that he feels awkward, as you said, he feels out of place in this scene, and he seldom knows what to do because he feels left out. Everyone is in pairs, everyone is in a group of happy couples enjoying themselves. But in this case, we want to make Antonio stand out as someone who is different from the rest, who can't seem to identify with the scene. And that's why we got him to wear pink, as opposed to the rest of the somewhat gala colors that the rest of our actors are wearing.
Could you tell me a little bit about the props and the things that you've made? Because obviously that's pretty much it's quite the highlight of your show, isn't it?
Firstly, I'll start with this planks here. It's sort of like the side of the boat. It was made by various furniture parts we recycled and cut up and we just nailed them together. For the sails, we just took cloth and canvas and a few poles and just tie them together. And that's about it.
These boxes and those boxes are generally just recycled materials, spray painted with rum and black, and that's an old beer bottle. But it's supposed to be a rum bottle, but we don't sell rum anymore in Singapore, so we got a beer bottle. And this is Richmond, he's our props IC, and I think everyone would like to thank him for doing a really, really good job, considering that a lot of our props were damaged in the process of, you know, when we use in class and rehearsals and all that. We had to get a lot of materials new times, and I think he did a very good job, not just off the stage, but well, yeah, on the stage as well. So yeah, I think we should give him a big hand.
Okay, one more question. Tell me a little bit more about the parrot puppet.
The parrot is there just for comic relief at the start of the scene. Yeah, to mark the entry of Lorenzo and subsequently the rest of the scene. Yeah, so it's just a minor part of the scene.
No, it's also to introduce like the pirate scene inside. So that's why you have a variation of a parrot to say as well as the welcome. It's like kind of like a welcome.
It fits into the setting, but not that much to make it a very significant item.
Only because it was moving all the time, so I was just wondering whether you were trying to make some kind of comment about, you know, I don't know, somebody speaking through the voice or some ventriloquist kind of angle that you were going for or something, I wasn't sure. Okay, alright. Thank you, it was really well done. Nicholas, would you like to say anything? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I lost my back.
Okay, 2B, 2 very